The war had ended several decades before, but I finally visited Vietnam in 2006. In Saigon, one thing was immediately apparent. The traffic was terrible, worse than Cairo. It's fast-moving with lots of weaving in and out. The old Viet Cong tunnels nearby are a major attraction, but I'm too tall and potentially a little too claustrophobic, so we took a pass on going. Off the main drag, we explored the streets. Fancy caskets, wonderful tropical fruits. Of course, the fish market was of major interest to me. We found a nice restaurant for lunch. Tough choices to make. We took a boat ride on the Mekong River Delta. The Mekong is the 12th longest river in the world and flows from Tibet through China, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and finally empties into the South China Sea near Saigon. I bought these 2 GI cigarette lighters in an antique store. Frankly, wondering how these Zippos turned up for sale in that shop was somewhat troubling to contemplate. One interesting avenue of attaining blessings here is to free a caged animal, a bird for example. Pay a fee and the bird will be set free, but after circling the building once, it will return to the safety of its cage. We spent some time inside a memorial chapel, or maybe it was a crypt. Inside, the space was cool and the atmosphere quiet and evocative. Then it was on to Hanoi. We stayed near the old quarter. The tall, skinny buildings are called tube houses. Like in old Amsterdam, your property tax is based on width, not height or depth. The Thang Long Puppet Show is the most popular attraction in all of Hanoi. The stage of the theater is a pool of water, and the puppeteers, hidden behind a backdrop, manipulate their puppets with long sticks, making their characters appear from beneath the water, and the action takes place on the surface of the pool. The music is strange but intriguing. I stole a lot of this footage, but I wanted to show how it was. The puppeteers take a bow. Hanoi is known for the wide variety of creatures they routinely consume there. There's a neighborhood called Lemot Snake Village, where all the restaurants do is serve snake. We found a restaurant, went in, and the owner and his assistant brought in our snake. They cut the snake's belly open, collected its blood into a shot glass with a funnel, and dropped in still beating heart. They poured a shot of alcoholic marinade infused with the essence of reptilian gonads, and down the hatch it went. The owner and I toasted warmly. The snake was cooked up in several ways, but really wasn't too tasty. We went with a guide to see Ho Chi Minh. I wanted to complete my visitations to the famous Commie Mummy Big Three, Lenin, Mao, and Ho. Ho looked like his picture, but it's rumored he's made of wax. Throughout Asia, dogs are valued and eaten for their delicious taste, as well as their beneficial medicinal qualities. We visited the famous Red Bridge in Hoan Kem Lake. Here's the famous Tranquoc Pagoda, oldest in Hanoi. We drove out of town to visit the Perfume Pagoda, one of Buddhism's premier pilgrimage destinations. It was a beautiful countryside, rice fields. The rounded structures are grave sites. Beautiful houses. This is the jumping off point to begin your journey to the pagoda and the famous Hong Tish Cave. First, a last shot at the John. It was a beautiful trip. People were happy and excited. We disembarked and started the next 2-kilometer stretch of our journey, this time on foot, all uphill. Pilgrims of all ages struggled their way up the path. Merchants hawked cool drinks and snacks along the way. Near the top, there were shops selling objects meant to be sacrificed in the sacred fires in the cave. Pat and I headed into the mouth of the cave. They say Buddha himself visited here some 2,500 years before. Inside, people reached out for a precious droplet that fell from the cave's ceiling. Offerings were tucked among the magic stones. Seeking to obtain merit, I generously tossed 2 G's in the fire. People said their prayers. Here's some of our fellow pilgrims. Back down the trail we went. We stopped for a snack at a little restaurant at the bottom of the hill. Then we reboarded our boat and started our journey back towards Hanoi. What nice people, and what a wonderfully special time we had on our trip to Vietnam.